welcome to our CXO Strategies Middle East Unwired series. We are so excited to be doing this series, and to begin with, we're going to tell you who we are and what we do. Just to spill some information, we're going to be doing a rapid fire towards the end of this session, so you better stay tuned. Right now, let me start by doing some introduction. My name is Takunda and I'm the CXO creative copywriter, and with me here is our very own managing director and co-founder of CXO Strategies Middle East, Kavitha. Hello Kavitha, and thank you for taking time to be on the series.
Thank you Takunda for giving me this chance to be on the other side of the table from behind the scenes usually.
Wow, that's so lovely. So to begin with, we're going to start by asking you, could you start by sharing a bit about your professional background and your role at CXO Strategies Middle East?
So it's been a long time, long road, and a challenging one, but a very rewarding one as well. CXO Strategies, as we like to call it, actually was or became an agency quite by accident. We started out in 2011, basically as a content company, sort of bringing out, my skills and expertise in the journalism space. So I've spent about 20 plus years being a technology writer and an editor. Worked a long time in the Middle East. So it really started out as a content vehicle and quickly evolved to be an agency. And since then, we've never stopped growing.
Wow, that's indeed great. I'm so inspired. And you spoke about content and also writing. So I would like to ask that from being a writer, what inspired you to transition into marketing and events, specifically in the technology field?
That's a good question. So after spending, more than 15 years writing, I began to feel that there should be more to it. Writing sometimes can tend to be very one-sided, and I started thinking about what more can I do with it? What kind of messaging can evolve from purely technology content. So one of the things that we started thinking about was how can we take this content and commercialize it in ways that make sense, and to also think about ways how we can involve our clients, build thought leadership for them. So it really began as a seed of how to build the practice around thought leadership. And so we started to transition from purely writing content that's read to building content that works and multiple formats. So that's really where we started and moved.
That's so interesting, and I'm inspired, and I know that our viewers are also inspired as well. And speaking of inspiration, I know we've got people out there, or rather clients, that would like to know what helped you decide on the service portfolio that you're in right now.
At this point, I really have to thank so many of our clients. You know who you are, for supporting us, helping out wholeheartedly, sort of being part of our journey. So when we sort of wanted to start our service portfolio, I have to say that clients were the one who gave us direction. We spent time meeting all of them, talking about how we can help them. Would they work with us if we service them, and what would they like? So we started basically from there and building a service portfolio that was very focused on expertise. And our ethos hasn't changed, Takunda, from the time we started to now. CXO Strategies has always believed that capabilities and expertise comes first. So we've built our service portfolio around our strengths, and we've continued to build on those rather than diverge from there. So our service portfolio was based on content, was based on expertise to develop that content, creativity that comes from it, and how do we connect that content with people, and how do we convert the audience. So to put it simply, we focus on creativity, we focus on content, we focus on conversion, and focus on connections. So these are the 4 things that drive our business.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And speaking of that, I'm sure you have had so many discussions with a lot of people who come to seek advice from you and also some support. What would you say are the 3 most common misconceptions that people have about marketing agencies and also using their services?
Again, a very good question. Marketing is a very broad field, but we've sort of put ourselves in this niche space that's technology, and within technology we've been focused so far on enterprise level technology. So of course I've talked to a lot of people seek marketing agency support, but yes, there are three, I would say, challenges or mindsets that people come with. One of the things that I've faced a lot is pricing. So people are always caught between should I look for price-based competitiveness or value-based competitiveness. So sometimes that's a challenge we have to work with. So whether you're paying for lower prices, or are you paying for the value? And we've been sort of focused on the value game. Another common challenge that I find is people seem to think all agencies are similar. If you're one agency doing something, you're bound to find another agency doing the same thing. So you're sort of measuring everybody by the same yardstick. So that's where capabilities make a big difference. And I think for companies and clients out there looking to find agencies, it really has to be a match of capabilities and mindset. So you need to look for capability-driven agencies, and also how familiar they are with what you want to do. So that's another challenge. And I think the third misconception is very often people think I've got an agency and they're going to run everything for me and I can take my hands off the dashboard or the steering, but that's really not how it is. An agency is a partner. It's someone who works closely with you, like your sounding board. So I think most people should look at it as they're finding a partner to work with, work closely, ideate, brainstorm together, and it's all about a collaborative result.
Wow, that's interesting. There you have it, our viewers. You have heard who we are and what we do as CXO Strategies Middle East. Right now, we want to deep dive into having some fun and get to know who our managing director and co-founder is. So you really need to stay tuned and keep watching here. Let us get into the rapid fire. Are you ready, Kavitha?
Are you going to put me on the spot, Takunda?
I need to put her on the spot. Allow me to put her on the spot right now. So we're just going to start. What inspired you to start your own business?
Not wanting to work for anyone.
No 9 to 5?
9 to 5, 9 to 12, no problem. I just wanted to work for myself.
Okay. And speaking of that, you didn't want to work for anyone. What really inspired you, or how did you come up with your business idea to have CXO Strategies Middle East?
Initially, it was all about capabilities. I can write, so will you give me some work for writing? I can plan, so will you work with me to help you plan? So we sold our capabilities, and here we are.
Wow. And just to think about it, people say that the idea came when I was sleeping, or maybe when I was drinking coffee, or maybe when I was on my bed. When did the idea come? Just for the sake of our audience to be inspired.
I think at any time, ideas don't come at a particular time. It's from moments of inspiration. I think keeping your eyes open, idea can come from anywhere and at any time.
Interesting. And what were the biggest challenges that you faced when you were starting out?
Money. That's I think the biggest challenge that everybody has. So we are completely self-funded. We've grown organically. So we had to put all the money that we had to fund our business. So putting your money where your mouth is was the biggest difficulty.
Oh, nice, interesting. Just to move on, how do you differentiate your business from competitors?
I don't like to focus on, am I better than my competitor? I like to focus on, are my clients happy with me and are they staying with me? People can leave to a competitor. The fault is not with the competitor. It's because you didn't give them something that they needed. So I think I focus on client retention. I focus on having strong relationships and healthy friendships with clients. And really that's been what we do. And I'm thankful and glad to say that our longest standing client has been with us now for nearly 14 years. And our youngest client is about 2 months old. So we've got the entire range.
Wow, that's so nice. We're really getting some nuggets here. I'm sure you can agree with me. And then, what is your management style?
I think leaving lots of room to grow for myself and people. I'm someone who gives people chances to learn. I accept mistakes as long as they come out of it doing something different. So I think I'm a person who's tough at work, but I also give a lot of love. So it's both.
Wow, that's interesting. And I love the fact that you said you leave room for growth. And while there is room for growth, we know that there are also failures and setbacks. How do you handle failures and setbacks?
I think failures have to be part of success. So you need to have an equally healthy outlook to failure. So how do I handle failures? I take a pause. I spend time thinking about what could have gone wrong, talk to the team of how we could have done it better, and really feedback, accept a mistake, ask clients for feedback, argue it out. And I think that's the best way. You assess, you regroup, and you move to the next project.
Interesting. In summary, it's assess, regroup, and move on. Wow. So what's the most surprising thing on your bucket list?
Well, I'm an animal lover, and one of the things that I hope at some point I'll be able to do is to go off into the forests and maybe work at a wildlife conservation program as a volunteer. It's a long-term dream, but perhaps someday.
Oh, that's so nice. At first by heartbeat, I thought maybe you were going to say I'm now changing to be, a veterinary or something. But no, that's okay. And what's the best thing you've crossed off your bucket list?
Writing a book. I did that 5 years back, and that was on my bucket list for a very long time.
Interesting. And what's your secret talent that nobody knows?
Well, maybe some people know, but I am actually a potter, and I do pottery, and that's my safe space, my meditation space, and that's something a lot of people don't know.
Wow. I think I can certainly say I'm sitting with a multi-talented
Thank you, Kavitha.
managing director here. And then to conclude, if an agency was an animal, which animal would you think it would be?
I think it would be a dog. And there's a reason why. Because a dog can have a really bad day, but every second it will turn around and welcome the next moment. So I think as an agency, you have to always keep smiling, being happy, and accepting, and just saying, okay, well, on to the next one. So I think it's very rare that you find a sad dog unless you've been very mean to it. But I think dogs are beautiful, the attitudes are great, and I think I'd like to be that.
Wow, that's so interesting. And before we conclude, Kavitha, do you have any quote or any last words to say to our viewers?
It's taken me 14 years to actually do an interview on camera, and I have to thank Takunda for pulling me out of my shell. And we have a great team and lovely people, Takunda and a lot of the others working for us. But Takunda, you're here to stay. She's not looking for a job, guys.
Yeah, you had it. Okay, thank you once again, Kavitha.
Thank you so much
for taking time to be part of the series, besides your busy schedule as our managing director. And thank you so much to our viewers for joining us. I'm sure you've had it yourself, and we're going to be having more exciting series that are going to be coming up from CXO Strategies Middle East. So make sure that you check our social media pages for more videos, for more series, and it's a goodbye for now.